to sewing school. Today we are making really amazing mermaid tail blankets that are so comfy and cute. And today we have sewing with us.
Libby. I'm Libby. Hi guys, I'm Drew. And Macy.
Macy, what was yesterday?
My birthday.
You had a birthday? How old are you?
9.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
Happy birthday.
Very first thing you gotta do, you gotta go to my website, www.threadsewingschool.com, and you're gonna print off the pattern for the mermaid tail. And you're gonna see it's 8 pages. That's kind of a lot, but this is a big project. So we're gonna cut out, in case you've never put together a PDF pattern before, I'm gonna show you how. It's easy. And it's fun. It's kind of like a puzzle. But we're just gonna cut around all the black lines in the pieces, and then we're gonna match up the letters to make circles. So just, we'll show you how to do it. So girls, go ahead and start cutting. The materials we need are, now that we have our pattern piece ready, and I want to show you something really important. This doesn't quite look like a mermaid tail yet. It looks like half a mermaid tail because you'll notice there's a little arrow over here and it says fold. That means you're going to cut this on the fold of the fabric so that when you open it up, it's a full mermaid tail. And the same thing for the fin. This is on the fold. And it tells you on your pattern how many you need to cut of each thing. So we're going to need some fabric, of course. You can use regular quilting cotton. We like to use flannel because it's so soft. So pick some fabric. You need fabric on the outside of your tail and on the inside, whatever you fancy. You're going to need some batting, and I like to buy it on the roll. And you're going to need one of these, thank you Mace.
Trusty pencils.
It's a water-soluble pencil, and it means that it disappears with water, or even after a while it just disappears on its own. And I'll show you why we need this later.
Yeah.
Alright, so my pattern piece is on the fold of the fabric. Just like this, I'm going to cut it out. Except I'm not this time.
Because in this class, we have a magical sewing fair that does all the cutting for us. All you have to do is snap. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God!
That's so awesome. All our pieces are cut. Woohoo!
Sweet.
That fairy is amazing.
Sweet.
So this is Drew's lining pieces. And I'm just going to show you an example of what we're going to do with this one. And then we're going to do it with all our different tail pieces. So you're going to take one tail piece and one fin, and pretty sides together you're going to line up the edges just like this, and we're going to clip it.
Still have the fuzzy stuff in my nose.
And then we're going to clip our other lining piece to a fin. And then this knit fabric is going to be our outside pieces. We're going to open them up, and they're going to get attached to a fin as well. We should have 4 fin pieces. We have 2 outside, 2 inside. We're going to attach all the fins to each other. And then
the batting.
there we have batting fin and tail.
Get ready!
And we're going to attach those together too. So girls, we've got a lot of clipping to do.
And sewing.
So let's get going, clipping them together.
Yeah!
So now we have 5 pieces clipped and ready to sew, and I'll show you what those are. First, we have our batting piece ready. We're just using batting on one side of our blanket. Head down, girl. And you can do it on both sides of the blanket, but we're just going to do one today. And so there's the batting. There is one, heads up girls, 1, 2 to sew. That's going to be our outside of our blanket.
But this is
And then we have 1, 2 of the inside of our blanket. And we're going to sew right along the clips on all 5 of those pieces. 3/8 inch seam allowance. Sew along the edge of your foot. Okay? So go ahead and start sewing.
I just got one foot. Okay.
So here we have Libby's pieces. She's got 2 outside pieces, 2 inside, and a batting piece, all sewn together with the tail and the fin parts. So I'm going to set these ones aside for now, if you want to take those.
Okay.
And I'm going to match up. Here's her batting piece. I'm going to place one of her outside tail pieces right on top of it. And I'm going to clip it around to keep it together. Girls, you want to help me put some clips around this piece?
Run away downstairs. Wait, are we doing the whole entire thing?
We're going to go all the way around, and this is to hold it together for our next quilting part. Okay, so now we have it all clipped, and this part is going to give it the quilting finish on top. Now, to quilt something means you're going to sew layers together. So we've got the batting and our outside piece, and I'm going to use this pencil that I said is water soluble. It comes out with water, and I'm going to make a scale pattern that's going to help us follow where to sew. Now this pencil will eventually erase, and all we're going to see are the stitches. You can make your scales big or small. I like to do them this size because it looks cute and it doesn't take forever to sew.
I had a girl who did smalls and it took forever.
And then on the fin pieces, we're gonna just do some straight lines. So you're gonna follow along the lines and you're just gonna stitch through all that we've drawn. All right, Libby?
Okay.
Girls, let's get your other pieces up here to clip.
Wait, am I gonna do this part out first? Or
No, you don't have to clip the outside. You don't have to sew the outside at all.
Really?
That's just holding it together.
Oh, okay.
So just
then
follow
I
this.
have to do this.
Remember when you go to a point, you're going to want to have the needle down, lift it up, and
Here.
you're good at that.
Excuse me. So.
Right? That was the biggest step of the whole project, all that quilting. But look how beautiful it looks. And once the pencil kind of erases, it's going to look even better. So, girls, you guys can grab a cookie for all that. You got to reward yourself. And I'll show you the next step. So we're going to take, that is my cookie. We're going to take this quilted piece. This is going to be the top of our blanket. We're going to take the bottom of our blanket. This is the outside of it, remember? And I'm going to put it face down. So the seam should be up. And we're going to match them up. And we're going to use these clips that are already on there and clip it all around the sides. And this is where we're going to turn it into a blanket. We got to keep the top open so that our legs can go inside. And we're going to clip it all the way around. These girls are not getting any more cookies.
Too late.
Okay, girls, let's start clipping this. So you just pick up the clip where you already have it and attach it to there.
Oh, okay.
together, you're gonna sew from this corner all the way down, all the way, all around the fin, all the way back up to this corner. Everywhere around the outside except leave the top open. All right, so once you've sewn that part together, we're just gonna set it aside for now. And we're gonna take our 2 inside tail pieces and we're gonna sew them together almost exactly the same. I'm gonna put the pretty sides together, except that we are going to leave the top open and the bottom open. And we need the bottom open because that's going to make it so that we can flip it the right side out. So this part, we're not gonna sew it this time. We're just gonna do this side, and this side from top to bottom. So girls, help me clip.
Okay. Okay. Here it is. Okay, so for our next step, we will not be sewing this top part up here, and we will not be sewing this bottom part right here, but you will be sewing the sides of the fins, and you'll only sew where it's clipped. So let's go sew. Yay! Woohoo! Macy, you big clip hogger.
Okay, we're getting to the last couple steps, so exciting. And so now we should have your outside pieces of the blanket sewn together and your inside. So here is where we're gonna start this little magic trick we're gonna do. And you're not gonna believe me that this is gonna work, but it is. Very first thing, we're gonna leave the outside pieces inside out. And the inside of our blanket, we're gonna turn it the right side out. Okay? So we've got the outside of our blanket, inside out, the inside of our blanket, inside of our blanket, right side out. Now I'm gonna stuff this right on in the middle of here. And you think I'm crazy, but this is gonna work. I'm gonna stuff it in. So now you can see the pretty part of this piece and the pretty part of this piece are going to be touching. I'm going to match up our side seams. Just like this. And we're going to sew a loop. We're going to clip it. So I've got my seams matched up and we're going to clip all the way around here and we're going to sew it. Do you trust me that this is going to work, guys?
Yep, I trust you.
Okay, so line up your edges.
Yes.
Yes, no.
Yes, no.
Everything is inside out, but we don't want everything inside out. So remember when we left that hole open at the bottom of the tail?
Uh-huh.
We did that for a reason, because now
we're going to sew it.
We're going to reach in. Gotta have really long arms. Keep reaching. And we're going to pull the whole thing right side out.
Woo!
Reach all the way and grab the end.
Libby, she's like a big ball of stuff.
So pretty soon we're gonna have just a very long
piece of tail
going on here.
Okay, I can't do it. Go on to the next step.
Okay.
How do you do it?
So you might want to reach in or pull out these tips of the fin so they're nice and pointy. And so now it looks like this, very long. And we've still got our open here. I'm going to help these other girls turn theirs right side out. Drew, I want you to tuck in these edges.
And clippy.
We don't want the frayed edges showing, so we're gonna tuck it in. We're gonna clip it and sew this hole closed.
Okay, or okie dokie, whatever you like.
Okay, so can you do that part?
Yep, Thirsty. Okie dokie, I already told
Here you
you.
go. It's gonna fall, so
Oh,
hold on
it
to
is?
it.
Okay.
Let's see what it is. You almost got it? Here, pull it. Come over here. Oh, pull your stitches open.
Yeah, it makes you
Pull
don't
the stitches open.
Yay!
It's jump rope.
Ooh, you could literally play jump rope.
Okay, so we gotta, before we close. Now that we've closed our hole, we're ready for the very last step, and it's not even a sewing step. You could use a friend for this part. Drew, why don't you hold that open for me?
Okay.
And I'm gonna stuff in the lining, the inside. We're gonna stuff it down.
Shake that fin.
You gotta
Shake
push
it good.
the inside fin down into here. And there's your blanket. Project
Yay!
complete.
Woo!